Hello all, and a beautiful day here in Dublin, so thought I'd do a quick video. So in today's video I thought I would talk about Andy Burnham's win in the Makerfield by-election in the UK and what this potentially could mean for the UK, for US-Irish relations, and also how I feel the Labour Party should play this. So Andy Burnham, a Labour candidate in this by-election, won by a quite considerable margin. It is looking more and more likely he will be the next Prime Minister of the UK because he is exceptionally popular. And Keir Starmer, unfortunately, despite the fact that a lot of people in Ireland have a good opinion of Sir Keir, hasn't really gone down too well in the popularity contest when it comes to his own constituents and his own people. He made a lot of very basic mistakes, not really playing the game of politics and making sure that he maintained a good reputation, messing up in the 2024 fuel price caps during the winter time of that year, and also leaving himself open for criticism in how he handles various different parts of the British system, such as Brexit and Trump. This, unfortunately, this is a huge issue when it comes to British politics, in my view, in that if you're a Labour politician, you are going to have to make sure that you're doing a fairly good job, because you will be crucified in the papers and with the right-wing media if you don't. Right-wing politicians such as the Conservatives can get away with an awful lot. We saw that with Boris Johnson when he was in charge, Liz Truss to a certain degree, although it came back to bite her, and Rishi Sunak. Now, Labour, however, don't have that same amount of media cred as the Conservatives would have, for good or for bad. And so you need to make sure that you have a very, very good support base if you're a Labour Prime Minister. And if you don't, you need to admit to it and let somebody else step in to do the job. Now, this is what I hope is going to happen with regards to Andy Burnham. On the outside, he looks like he understands this part of the political system, and that he would do a fairly good job of at least maintaining the popularity of the Labour Party, which has taken an awful dent in the last couple of months. We can only hope that he brings this popular outlook into the Prime Minister's office. But to do that, he needs to be able to start on a positive step. And getting there, it might prove to be an issue. The first thing is that hopefully Sir Keir has realised that his days are numbered, and the best job now is just to concede the leadership to Mr. Burnham. This would be the best for both the UK, I think, and for the Labour Party as a whole. Having a long drawn out leadership battle won't help anybody. The second thing that would really need to happen is for Burnham to hit the ground running. He really needs to make sure that he is very clear and concise in what he is putting forward, various policies he might make sure to open up the cabinet to make it as inclusive as possible, and tackle the major issues that are going on at the moment in the UK, which, just like in Ireland, it would be the cost of living crisis, the relationship between the UK and the US, and of course Brexit as well. Let's hope that they learn from the mistakes that were made by the Conservatives, where the Conservatives had basically a huge fight right in the middle of the Brexit negotiations, over who would or who wouldn't be leaders of the party, with Theresa May, then Boris Johnson, then Liz Truss, then Rishi Sunak, and each of these causing huge amounts of upset as people saw their leaders jostling amongst themselves and the actual issues not being attended to. Hopefully they can avoid that. Why was this important for Ireland? Well, whoever's in charge of the UK is obviously going to be important for us. We're a small nation right beside the UK, and policies that the UK put into place or actions that they take directly reflect onto ourselves. You could see this very much so with Brexit. Also, how the UK deals with international affairs is sometimes a indicator of how Ireland will deal with it too. Now, there are some key differences, like we're a neutral country, but nevertheless, if the UK have a fairly good relationship with the US, that just helps Ireland as well. The old dynamic of there being rivalry, at least political rivalry, between Ireland and the UK is long since dead, and thankfully is reserved to the dustbin of history. But we can only hope that Burnham will continue to have a very good relationship with the Irish government, as Keir Starmer had. The main issues that would come up from an Irish perspective is the ones I've mentioned before: Brexit, the relationship with the European Union, the relationship with the US, and also, of course, Northern Ireland, which has been very much in the news recently. And it's something that he will have to take a look at, as we are entering a season now where there can be a lot of upset in Northern Ireland. This season, which takes place over the course of a few weeks, is called a marching season, where the unionist population of Northern Ireland have their parades and bonfires to celebrate their own community. Sometimes these can become very, very, very aggressive and very, very, very nationalistic. And it is something that we always have to keep an eye on every year when dealing with Northern Ireland itself. So, with the recent tensions in Belfast and the riots that took place there, we can only hope that this year's marching season will actually go off fairly quietly, like the last few have over the last decade or so. But there's always a chance that something would kick it off. Anyway, so congratulations to Mr. Burnham. You'll have to see how things go with British politics after this. Take care.